Good morning, family. Good morning. Child, I about said it's Tuesday. Y'all, the fuck? I'm sorry. We're not past 30 seconds yet. Today is Wednesday. Good gravy. Good morning. How are you guys doing? I just felt so called. I really felt a pull to just sit down and chit chat. I ain't even gonna lie. Love and light. Listen, thank you real quick for being here. Thank you if you are new to our soul family. Thanks for hanging out over here. We just basically roll through the lunar cycles together, new moon, full moon. We chit chat about astrology. We channel messages from spirit. We just a soul family. We gang over here. I am a candle maker. I am a shamanic witch, wild wandering channeler. I read tarot and astrology, okay? Hey, listen. Thanks for being here. Oh, get in here while I burn my hand, child. I probably need the extra smudge for real. Get in here and get some of this smudge, this Palo Santo. I love to smudge with Palo Santo, you guys, because a lot of my apprenticeship, although witchcraft and like pagan, all the things, lots of things were involved in 3 years, but the root of it was shamanism, and I'm very thankful for that. I love Palo Santo because I feel like I am honoring a lot of ancestral lineage at the same time that I'm smudging. So yeah, we're labeling beautiful bottles of evergreen oils and Yuletide oils and grounding oils, getting ready to make a round of winter solstice candles real quick. I love doing mystery boxes. I really want to do more of those next year, maybe something more like quarterly. I don't know. We're going to see. But listen, how are you doing? I just wanted to tap in and chat with you. I feel that it's a very potent combination right now with the sun being in Sag, with Venus and Mars being in Sag, and then Mercury is just finishing out these last 2 degrees in Scorpio. It almost feels like a wrap up of what maybe came to light in the retrograde season, you know. So I just thought, really, we would tap in and just hang out. You know what I'm saying? The Seasons of the Witch Oracle has really been serving us. I thought we would just shuffle some cards today, family. You know, that's where it all started. I am an Aquarius with lots of Aquarius. I have are we past 30 minutes? Y'all, child, 3 minutes in. I have a shit ton of, y'all, if we ain't monetized or nothing over here, that's really not an intention I set for this space. But I know that like it really drives down how much we can connect with the rest of our soul family and our spirit tribe on this platform. If we got to get past the 30-second mark, you know I do cuss. Okay, look, profanity is a sign of intelligence. Read up on that. I try to keep it as cute as possible, y'all, but you already know, especially if you do one-on-one work. Woo, listen, we've been tapping into this Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle a lot. So this is what I do sometimes. If you're a fellow reader or you have new decks or you just like to pull yourself a card here and there, this is what I do. Just a quick mini lesson, right? Pick as many piles as you want. I usually do 3, sometimes more, if we really need to air her out. You know what I'm saying? And I just sort the cards out periodically. I'll do a little shuffle. It's kind of like, it's just airing them out for real. When I get a new deck, I lay my cards out in 4 piles elementally, and I do like salt and stones and stuff. But periodically, especially when the deck is really giving, she's connecting with us, she's giving energy, bringing messages, we kind of just air her out, so what are we looking forward to? We kind of talked about this yesterday, and as it gets deep. We are looking forward to, in the next couple days, we will have, what is it? Well, we know Mercury's about to go into Sag, and I really think that's going to be great. Um, wait, was it today? Is it today? Maybe, yes. Listen, this morning, Eastern Standard Time anyway, Neptune went direct. Okay. Yeah. I felt that. Did you feel it? Love and light, if you resonated, if you kind of felt it. I don't know how to articulate how it felt like there was a shift. Let me tell you. Okay, Spirit is saying it is okay to share. I'm very personal and private, but when Spirit nudges me in my soul, let me also clarify really quick, in this space is very held, is very protected. So are my altars and my reading and teaching spaces, very cleansed, very high vibrational. We honor the polarity, the duality of light and dark over here. So when I say high vibrational, I mean spiritually tidy. You know what I'm saying? This space is well guarded and protected. We are always calling on our ancestors, our spirit team, both galactic and earthbound, the divine Davic nature spirits, beautiful Mama Gaia, all these good things, all our beautiful ascended ancestors. We're always tapping into the information and the energy that serves the highest and best good and is not intentionally harming anyone. So that's the space that we hold over here, channeling messages of wisdom, light, abundance, gratitude, healing, blessing, self-awareness, all those good things, all those beautiful things, whole and healing things, okay? But listen, so Spirit is having me share. I want to say it was a restless sleep, but, you know, such as it is, has been this way. I don't know how to say when I feel that the room is stirring, the house is stirring, the altars are stirring. I feel, and this is what happens when the stone does not like being back. Okay, that's fine. We will honor you, my friend. Carnelian, okay. We're going to read. We'll read about carnelian. Perhaps there'll be a message there because sometimes a stone is really adamant. Hold on. Sometimes a stone is really adamant that it has a message to share. The stone of motivation. Okay, but yeah, this could also be fire, like a fiery energy, right? A lot of mutable Sagittarius energy could have been. When I say that I feel my altars being activated, when they need to anchor down, when they need to tap in, you can have amazing, like super duper, wow, crazy on point spiritual hygiene. Okay, the cat wants to be with us. Perhaps that's a familiar for some. We have cat, owl, and the stag here. Neptune going direct this morning. Yeah, that makes sense because I was laying in bed and I was very awake because I will hear certain things clairaudiently. It's hard to explain unless you really understand. We're just going to sip coffee and chat. Okay, Spirit. And then the deck will be ready. Okay, the cat wants to be on the deck for a few minutes. It's like when you're looking beyond the veil, right? You can see things kind of, so to speak, passing through. It's other dimensionally. It wasn't in an entity way. Entity is such a vague term, by the way, you guys. Spiritual chit chat, right? While we drink some coffee. Entity is like a big term for a lot of different things. Lots of different dimensionalities. There's also the 3D and the 4D here in this present space, you know, where things can be lingering and stuck. There's also low vibrational frequencies where we energetically project if we're not being right and tight about clearing ourselves and our energetic fields. And that's not all no woo-woo. That's just quantum physics. You know what I'm saying? But we can also sometimes project things into stagnant, corner collecting type shit, So entity, when you say entities, that's very vague. And we could have teaching lessons. We could do a whole teaching video on just better understanding entities and projections, things we create versus multidimensional beings, etc. But it felt as if there was a stirring. And, I was seeing things moving through, but it was etherically, astrically, you know what I'm saying? Other dimensional like. And sometimes I don't know how to, when you're an altar keeper, when you're a space holder, I don't really lean into the term healer because I feel like we all do this in different ways in a soul family. But when you are trained in certain things and it's your calling and purpose to hold a certain space, you know what I'm saying? You understand, you know what, I got to get up and light a candle. Or you understand, and it's fine. We'll get back to sleep, or spirit's got me. We'll figure it out. But I was stirred to maybe 4 a.m. is appropriate, or someone resonates with that time frame. I don't know why I'm seeing 2:22. Maybe someone was just awake in the early morning hours, But yes, Neptune was actually shifting to prepare to go direct. So that gives me like so much dissolution, like a lot of karmic cycles, a lot of timelines, a lot of spiritual evolution. It's like one thing giving way to another, dissolution. Things were dissolved, identities, timelines, attachments, etc., etc., etc. A big shift of surrender I'm hearing. So that is very powerful. It actually makes sense why I was feeling this. Because then what happened was when I got up and I listened to my higher self and my guides, right? And you listen, you pay attention. There's a big deal. There's a huge shift. Spirit wants me to point out. My higher self is saying, let's share that. There's a big deal when you feel a stirring, when you feel your intuition. If you hear or if you see something, and then if you do something, right? Because you can observe a lot of things and note a lot of things, but does that mean that you are doing anything? And if you are, in fact, not writing down, taking action on, or whatever the case may be, are you then really even activating anything in this present timeline, right? It's interesting to ponder. Because then it's kind of like Spirit is showing me, if someone keeps knocking on your door, but you don't go answer it, they'll stop knocking, right? So maybe that in and of itself is a message here. So yeah, dissolution was happening for sure. So whether you I got a light a candle, and it's just a simple thing to whisper, I acknowledge what's going on. I ask that X, Y, and Z, I ask for protection. I ask that all things be served the highest and best good. Let it do what it does, and you anchor your light. Maybe you do a little smudge, light some incense or something. I did crack a window. And so, yeah, that's interesting. After that, I was able to kind of lay down and kind of be in a meditative space, and between sleep time is great to just let things wash over you. See what you see, hear what you hear, write things down, note things in your journal later, right? But it was such a palpable shift. And then I had felt so called, like I have this whole heavy, as we do. I would say heavy. It's a day of work, and that's okay. Those days are good for us, okay? Especially when they're filled with intention and you are in a place of aligned, good service and soul purpose and whatnot. Or creating or making joy for yourself, or maybe your intention is to rest. But whatever the case, that's fine, But I felt so called to come and sit down with you guys and just share. So interesting to note the shift. Perhaps Spirit is encouraging you, if you resonate with this message, to sit down, maybe do a meditation. Or sometimes it's always like, let's meditate. But sometimes it simply is saying, maybe I'm just going to sit down and set a timer for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I'm going to open up and speak out loud to my higher self, my ancestors and team, and say, I'm open to receive right now. Things are shifting. Things are shifting. Let me see what there is to see. I'm hearing having eyes to see and ears to listen, right? So yeah, it was such a huge shift after that. And sometimes it's that simple to just honor that nudge, Yeah, so that was a very interesting experience this morning. And it is, once again, interesting to note that, yes, I wasn't even thinking about Neptune went direct today. And it's such a huge deal because of the journey that Neptune is completing. So very powerful. It's almost like it was giving way to that mutable frequency, that Sagittarius energy, to kind of, it was like I'm seeing, like, if you keep blowing stuff around, okay, you know how we'll be joking, y'all, like, oh, you smudge and smudge and smudge, but you don't be opening no windows. It has nowhere to go. It was like this feeling, and I did crack the window. It was just really interesting. Things were blowing through. Remember how we were channeling in a collective video, you guys, and it was like, wind's coming in Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. I'm also seeing that reel, where it's like it blows her hair and it's like spiritual souls or whatever souls when they know that change is coming. And it's blowing through her hair. That's what it felt like. So anyway, very interesting, very palpable feelings, very early AM hours. And then of course, when I think about it was around 4 a.m. Here we go on Eastern time. I think around 7:30 it was, something like this, that Neptune officially stationed direct. Yeah, so wow. Make space. I'm hearing make way. Dun, 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 dun. What was it? Prince Ali. The whole thing is a procession of newness is coming that will be more aligned. It is a time of letting go. We reiterated that with the messages of all the water yesterday. So let's see. Let's tap in. Spirit, ancestors, and team, we are asking for messages that are in service of the highest and best good. What do we need to see? What do we need to hear this morning? Perhaps it is Neptune that is speaking to us, our spiritual, our collective unconscious, our, whoa. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Remember how yesterday we were saying it's like a full moon review? Do you remember that? Look what's so interesting behind. I actually shared this light card, which I'd pulled the other day on my Facebook business page. It's so interesting to see it come back out again. Wow. And we were, oh shit. I was just saying, I woke up and having that need to light the candle. Look in the dark hallway. Look what she's doing. And then we have cold moon as well. We kept talking about yesterday, the full moon review, and I was reading you those little snippets. Okay. Very interesting. Let's just go straight in. Let's just go straight in and read the messages of each card. So we have light. Hope is but a word casting the unseen. Let there be light where light is but a dream. What is the song? Spirit is trying to, it's so far away. What? Not that. Well, I don't know. I'm hearing, if I only had a heart. Burn, 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 burn. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I think someone's knocking. That is too funny. Not us feeling super called to tap in. And then now it's like all these people out here trimming hedges out of nowhere. So I'm so sorry. I thought someone was knocking, but hopefully the dogs can kind of try to stay chill. Before we get into this and read, I wonder if maybe we can just kind of play like a little backdrop of music to distract my dogs, y'all. Listen, not the message trying to come through, and then we gonna hold on, y'all. Oh, I was saying, if I only had a heart, burn, 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 I'd be done. Dun, 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 dun. What is it, y'all? Oh my gosh. Do you know how obsessed I was with Wizard of Oz as a girl? And it's so funny because it came full circle with Wicked, which is amazing. How about this, guys? Hold on. Okay, we'll see if that helps us. Maybe we can distract her. I know, she's just doing her job. She's a good girl. But it was something about, oh, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. And then that still takes me back. This is so Neptunian, very Piscean. Remember, I'm sorry, guys. Remember we were saying that whole, come with me and you'll see. That's what it makes me think of. It's the same frequency, you guys. Okay, let's try to read and hopefully Molly will calm down. Hey, no bark, ma'am. It's okay. No bark. Okay, it says hope and the return of the light. Yes, we were just talking about finally Mercury, these last 2 degrees of Scorpio, and then Mercury will kind of join the gang, right? And give us that stellium frequency with Sagittarius. Okay, let's read this one together, you guys. If there is one theme you should know about Yule, it's light. The entire celebration of Yule is an honoring of faith in warmer days to come. There is always light after the darkness, and spring will always come after winter. No matter how difficult your situation is, know that things will work out. Light is a dynamic card, and when you have drawn it, you can expect an increase in your energy. You are feeling more confident these days, and you're likely to see an increase in your motivation and overall vitality. This is a happy card and a positive sign of success. Pulling the light card is like getting a big yes from the universe. You can expect a positive resolution when this card comes to a reading. Okay, yes, we claim it. Absolutely, we will take it. Perhaps it is that full moon in Gemini partnering up with all of that Sagittarius frequency, ushering in maybe like a light. Remember, we are saying oftentimes I feel that Sagittarius frequency connects us to those upper chakras, the higher crown, and all of these things coming down and coming in and washing over us. Additionally, pulling light is a sign of abundance and increase in all areas of your life. You may see an increase in your finances, such as a raise or an unexpected financial windfall. In love, this card is a positive sign of new love or marriage. You might receive a promising job offer or clarity in a job change when it comes to a career. Something positive is on its way when light shines on your reading. Okay, yes. And then, of course, here we are being called back to the frequency of the full moon. And perhaps also it's not, you guys, just that one full moon. Once again, like we have to reiterate. Okay, they're getting closer to my window. I hope she doesn't lose her shit. Woo! It is what it is, right? Life be lifing. It's also to reiterate about this big, super high frequency set of the trilogy of those super moons, right? So we are specifically referencing the cold moon. Perhaps something really big happened for you at this previous full moon. And of course, now we will wane away from that full moon, and then we will work towards, is going to be a new moon in Sag, right? Again, the Sag frequency. Wait. We might end up having 5 Sag placements, you guys. Wow. Wow. Tap into that for sure. But, you know, working up to the preparation of knowing that level of mutable, very high frequency galactic level, right? Sagittarius frequencies are in the galactic area, the galactic center. They're channeling down a lot. So you have an ability in the midst of the water, working with the closing out of these deep last decan moments that we talked about in yesterday's channel message. Yeah, it's going to be a huge opportunity over the next couple of weeks, working towards the solstice until the sun shifts and goes into Capricorn, right? There it is, you guys. Hold on, let me pause for a second. Sorry, you guys. I was just hoping they may pass, like, to get away from the window a little bit. I closed some of the blinds. Isn't that funny? Here we are talking about, okay, this could be, you know, I'll be reading everything as a message, but it's so funny. Everything is divine timing, isn't it? And so here we are shutting these blinds. The clouds have rolled back and the sun is coming out today. Of course, everyone's trimming and cleaning and doing the things. It is still very cold, which I personally love. We don't often always get cold snaps here in the southeast. But it is fascinating of the timing and of these cards. You know, perhaps it's almost like cutting out the distractions. I'm hearing the hermit year won't last forever. Okay, so yeah, it's a timing of, we are gleaning this wisdom in this beautiful window of the Sagittarius frequency. It's like building and building. And for some reason, I mean that, well, I know the last part of the sun being in Sag is right there at that winter solstice. So it's like a building. And it would be, I want to say 12 days. Oh, 12 nights. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. Today's the 10th. So we would build, this would be the night that you would start lighting your Yule log, or, imagine Saturnalia back in the day. You would start the festivities on the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. I'm hearing 5 gold rings. Da, 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 da. Interesting. Yeah, it's a very important time. What is your method to tap into yourself? Is it meditative walks? Is it, well, I know what season it is for some years. Like, I can't be walking outside. Maybe, please do get fresh air. Fresh, beautiful, cold air in the sunlight is excellent for you to do breath work. But perhaps maybe it's, I'm going to do some spiritual baths. Damn, it's been a crazy year, but I know these next 12 days leading me to the solstice, I'm going to pull a card. I'm going to journal. I'm going to sit reflectively. I know I got that one candle, and damn, has it been staring at me. I'm going to light her every day. Please be safe with your candles, by the way. But I'm going to light her every day. Perhaps we could make a commitment. I ain't even going to lie. Now, look, I do faithfully. We are out of focus. Okay. I faithfully write down my tarot cards. And for years, I know I've been a reader forever, but listen, I still work with my own personal cards. That is my collective connection to my higher self and everything. So I do that daily. But as far as just really opening to my higher self and channeled messages, and maybe you're being called to write your dreams down. I don't know what it is. Do you know what I mean? No one can really tell you that. And sometimes, listen, this is another thing that I learned in my apprenticeship with our teacher, was very adamant about journaling. She was like, I don't care, love and light, respectfully, if you sit down and start off by saying, dear higher self, I really don't know where to start writing today, but I am going to commit to writing today because I want to reinforce my connection with my spiritual team, or whatever. You might surprise yourself. I ain't saying you got to write 3 pages. Maybe you just say, honey, I ain't got nothing today, but dang, I'm going to commit to these 12 days. I'm hearing on the 12th night. I'm hearing on the 12th night. Hold tight. Oh, you know what's wild too is we did talk about carnelian not wanting to be covered. We are tapped into this light. We see the full moon is all about how the sun is lighting up that moon in the dark, right? Okay, so interesting, because carnelian, of course, we know is very celebrated for like vitality and energy. And if you picked a stone that was a symbol of a flame on a candle, I'll tell you what, I know I'd pick carnelian, right? Some people do call this channeled self-expression, an artist stone. Speakers, writers, painters, perhaps you channel through healing. You're a nurse or you're a teacher, whatever your modality is. Carnelian can also give emotional stability, but I'm saying it's like a flame in the dark. And there we go again. The flame in the hermit's lamp, right? We've been talking about this. I'm hearing the philosopher's stone. Oh, we were singing, y'all. We were singing, if I only had a heart. Burp, 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 burp. I'd be done. Dun, 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 dun. Spirit is showing me something. The Tin Man in the recent movie of Wicked, if you haven't seen it, Love and Light. But it's a very interesting, different perception of how he lost his heart. And the root of it is, without ruining it all, is it was a spell gone wrong. A spell. Where are we going with this, Spirit? He tried to give his heart to a person that, maybe this is a message, but Spirit wanted me to channel it. He tried to give his heart to someone, but it wasn't his true love, and he did it for the wrong reasons, and it led to this very discordant, unhealthy, codependent, terrible, almost like she was a narcissist and he was just trying to please her because he felt indebted. Okay, I'm just channeling. He didn't have courage. The carnelian stone is about courage and being bold and being brave. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay. But the spell was done to try to save him. Because the other sister tried to do her own spell first to kind of almost enslave him to her love. Ooh. Okay, you know what is underlying in that message is a lot of fucking narcissistic codependency, a lot of idealization. There's a lot of unhealthy codependent. Remember, was it yesterday we were talking about limerence and all that type of stuff? Okay, interesting. But this is also, okay, so maybe that's a message for some, and you're like, oop, I know exactly what you're talking about, and I feel you. So do I, friend. But it also is giving a lot of like, okay, I think this stone is actually called a carnelian flame. Now that I think about it, shout out to my beautiful sister. She is a Sag. Hello. Who I got this stone from. How fascinating indeed. Now I'm thinking of the Philosopher's Stone, and Harry Potter is in that temple, and he's explaining, he asked Dumbledore, how did I get the stone? And he's explaining, he's like, that's one of my finer spells. Do you remember this moment? Where he's saying the one who doesn't want it will be the one to receive it. Now I'm thinking the quote, the people who don't want to have anything to do with the power are always the ones that end up being the leaders and the powerful people, because that's the way the universe works. I'm hearing the meek shall inherit the earth. Okay, wow. Okay, Spirit. Okay. Wow. I'm also, Spirit is taking me back to this, the noise coming out of nowhere outside, and there is light within, even if you had to cut off the distractions today. This is, and now 12th night. Okay, so Spirit is really encouraging us to dig into this pocket of these 12 nights. So maybe making some time in the evening, to tap into that meditative space, whether it's journaling, where is it a spiritual bath? Journaling seems important no matter what other modality you get into. Now I'm seeing, or if you're, I don't know, this is a message maybe for someone who's traveling, love and light. The Spirit is saying you can even write notes on your phone. There's something about the writing down, even if you're on the go. Like I've told you before, I'll put notes down, but I do get them back to paper. It's very important to get something back to paper. Maybe someone's writing, I don't know, to prepare to teach, to prepare to share. Maybe you are literally a writer, love and light. There are so many different things being born into the collective as we launch these new convergence of timelines. Spirit is saying, okay, this pocket of time is important. There's choices to be made. There's messages, there's vision. Sorry, it's really fast. You guys, mutable energy, it'd be slippery. There's messages to be, there's things to be written down. So if you're traveling, right, take a minute, set a timer, fucking 10 minutes. I don't know, love and light. If all you can, I'm in the shower. Okay, talk to the water in the shower. Go out, stand on the little balcony. You know what I mean? Talk to the sunlight hitting your face. Write the notes down that you hear. Maybe, why am I seeing someone in a literal hotel? Ooh, child, love and light. Maybe someone's on their way to see you. I don't know. It may resonate. It's a collective space here, you guys. Love and light. Write things down, okay? Maybe you meditate. Maybe you just open up to receive. Maybe you make an intention to go out and sit in nature or have a little walk, whatever you can do, love and light, that is safe and that's healthy for you. Yeah, being open to receive, okay? A candle. I don't know if you have it. We can see. Look at all this light coming through. Okay, let's read. I'm just listening, you guys. Okay, let's read. Listen to this. Release per... Oh, we didn't read. Okay, let's read. Take with thy the dreariest of moments. Release me for their tongue and nourish me with the light. Release me for their tongue. It's almost like releasing something out of your throat chakra, but it could start with the writing. I don't know. You see what I'm saying? We have number 2. We have 6. What did we say earlier? 222. I was saying 222. Interesting. Okay. It says keywords: release, purge, resourcefulness, nurturing. The cold moon is a full moon that occurs in December. The full moon was the opening of this pocket of energy. Okay, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit, for the messages. We have gratitude for the guidance, right? The cold moon is a full moon that occurs in December. Like all full moons, it represents illumination and brings clarity to the things that have remained hidden. Having a full understanding of your situation allows you to release what has held you back and see resources you have missed otherwise. These are coming down from the higher gateways, the higher level, the stellar gateway chakras. Hold on. Oh, Spirit was telling me something else and I did not look at it. Oh, 12th night. 12th. Let's just type in 12th night. How do we spell? That is not how you spell that, honey. We type in with one hand. Here we go. The 12th Night, or What You Will, is a celebrated romantic comedy by William Shakespeare. Okay. It's about the end of Christmas season. Set in the exotic kingdom of Illyria, the play explores themes of unrequited love, mistaken identity. Okay. Oh, I remember that. Interesting. We said unrequited love and we were channeling the Tin Man. Tin Man. If I only had a heart. When a man's an empty kettle, he should be on his mettle, and yet I'm torn apart. Burr, 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 burr. Just because I'm presuming that I could be kinda human if I only had a heart. I'd be tender, I'd be gentle, and awful sentimental regarding love and art. Burr, 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 burr. I'd be friends with the sparrows and the boys who shot the arrows if I only had a heart. It says, picture me a balcony. Above a voice sings low. Dorothy, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Tin Man, I hear a beat. Boom, boom. How sweet. Oh my gosh. Just to register emotion, jealousy, devotion, and really feel the part. Burr, 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 burr. I could stay young and chipper, and I'd lock it with the zipper if I only had a heart. Dorothy says, sorry. I'm just thinking about how much I watched this movie as a little girl. And how you really don't be understanding shit, and then plot twist decades later you're like, well damn, I fucking get it, Tin Man. Dorothy says, that was wonderful. You know, we were just wondering why you couldn't come with us to the Emerald City to ask the Wizard of Oz for a heart, right? Tin Man. Well, supposing the wizard wouldn't give me one when we got there, Dorothy. Oh, but he will. He must. We've come such a long way already, right? Sorry, you guys, just had to sit with that for a minute. And I'm seeing the Strength card, perhaps Leo energy. We have Gemini energy is here, Sagittarius frequency, obviously, all the mutable signs. I always kind of thought Dorothy had to be either an Aquarius or a Pisces because she was always dreaming that she wanted to go over the rainbow. And then obviously she drifted off into a multidimensional timeline because she got wrapped up into a tornado that busted through a whole different dimension. If that ain't Aquarius on the cusp of Pisces, I don't know what is. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, take it as you will. Having a full understanding of your situation allows you to release what was held. I'm hearing that you had the power all along, right? To release what has held you back and see resources you may have missed otherwise. Now is not the time to give up. There is support and help for you. The cold moon is shining on your spread, guiding you to see how many resources you have. Oh, well, supposing the wizard wouldn't give me a heart once we got there, right? Oh, but he will. He must, you know. You can't give up. Yeah, you should definitely trip down the rabbit hole of the whole allegorical tale that's really being told by the Wizard of Oz if you've never heard that or read that. That might be interesting journal fodder for you on some of these nights. You may have to look in unexpected places. Hello, Uranus and Taurus, that perhaps have escaped your notice until now. Well, you had the power all along, my dear, right? Or you may need to change in perspective. Maybe a tornado is just whipping you up to a different timeline. You could be focused on what's wrong, ooh-wee, rather than seeing the additional pathways to success that are available to you now. Guys, I'm telling you, this deck has just been coming through. And I know you saw me lay these cards out. We shuffled them. We did all that. And these came out the deck. I did not pick them. These have both been out frequently. So the message is occurring. Let me get one of my favorites. The Modern Witch Tarot is so good, you guys. I just like the little pocket edition. This is one of those decks. I've had different versions of it. I've had the standard, another pocket. I gifted it away. Thank you, Spirit. And it always comes back to me. So we're putting the Knight of Swords in front of the carnelian stone. Hold on. I feel called to this arrow. I'm sorry. If it's going to load. If you guys have never visited a website, it's called The Tarot of Eli, E-L-I. It's a very powerful, like, hermetic, Kabbalistic. It's a very interesting way to go deeper with the tarot. So the Knight of Swords for me, always off top, is going to be someone wants to give you a message. There is a strong willpower set in a certain direction, and it's like, I'm full focus now. You know, all signs point to go. My thoughts are streamlined. My plans are streamlined. Another intuitive meaning for me with the Knight of Swords is, see, sometimes this website doesn't want to load, though. That's the only thing I don't like about it. Sometimes the Knight of Swords for me is also like your spirit team is protecting you in the astrals. There's a pre-Raphaelite version of this card where she's very angelic looking. And she's like up in the air and she's swinging her sword, like swooping. It almost looks like she's on a Pegasus, right? Hold on. Must not be meant to be. Maybe someone wants to go check out that website in their own time. It just really did. There's so much information on there, which is amazing. It's so valuable, but that's why it takes forever to load, right? So this is fast action. Your spirit team and ancestors, your higher self, may be moving really fast. Sorry, guys. Hey, hey, hey. It's okay. No. No bark. No bark. Clearing the air. They have leaf blowers out there. I was literally going to say, it made me think about how this early in the morning, I felt the need to crack the window. Spirit is clearing the air around you so that you can streamline your decision making, so that some sort of divine intelligence, the message of Mercury, can come in. Spirit is encouraging patience with something. Maybe something has been moving very slow. But again, we have the element of air, and we keep talking about... Here they go with these leaf blowers. Literally, you can't make it up, y'all. Yeah, there's a need to be open in the higher chakras, and write things down and really hone in on the vision. Really get yourself focused. Why am I hearing a song? Y'all, listen, I'm hearing this song. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. It's something about, like, not trying to be a hero. I need a hero. I'm holding on for a hero till the end of the night. That's what I'm hearing. He's done it, dun, dun. He's done it, dun, dun. Whoa. The solution's not always going to be logical. Okay, we just had 3. Look at the High Priestess, another night. We have 2 nights. So definitely this could be a 3D message about someone trying to move towards you. Just take that as you will. Illumination coming through after long periods of hard work. Now you're going to feel focus and determination. The High Priestess is here. Again, we were just talking about seeing through the veils in the early morning hours this morning. There's been a lot of diligent work put into something. There's also been a lot of time and cycles that have passed between something. It could be a decision. It could be 2 people. It could be, I'm hearing 2 paths meet beyond the veil. I don't know, I'm just channeling. The Ace of Wands, of course, we know is an illumination point. Something could be brought to light. This could be the energy that we're talking about streaming down through the crown chakra. Again, I feel called to put that in front of our carnelian. Oh, what else were we seeing with 12th night? Hold on. I don't know why I cannot spell that, y'all, but we're just going to go with it. Hold on. This could be spirit guides moving on your behalf in the ethers, right? I need a hero. I'm holding on for a hero till the end of the night. The Tin Man, I don't know, a spiritual guide that's really strong and powerful moving on your behalf to protect your heart, to protect your mind. Epiphany season is often called the Feast of Lights. Traditional bonfires of Christmas, greenery symbolize Christ, which to me I always feel into as Christ consciousness, right? Lighting the world, a manifestation of truth I'm getting. Listen to this. This is very fascinating, and we're going to read it. Many cultural practices on 12th night hold spiritual or superstitious meanings that are intended to bring blessings or protection for the coming year, chalking the door. A custom where families write the first part of the year followed by plus CMB. Interesting. Let's learn together. What is this? Okay, so a custom where families write the first part of the year followed by plus C plus M plus B plus, and the last numbers of the year. Example, right, you would write 20 plus C plus M plus B plus 25 above their door. The letters represent both traditional names of the Magi, Caspar, Melchior, Balthazar, and it also represents a Latin phrase, Christus Mazionum benedicat, may Christ bless this house. Okay, I don't, observe those type of blessings, but it's interesting to learn about that tradition. Maybe you alternatively can do some sort of door blessing or some sort of, ooh, friend, I got to renew my wards on my door. Okay, maybe that's for some. If you're curious about wards on your door, it can be super simple. I personally have like a spray that I do. I have a symbol that I dip my finger in an oil that I make, and I do my symbol on my door. And I use my own saliva. I know, just listen, we all do our own unique things, okay? We all have our different paths. Maybe this is a call to bless your door, right? Spiritual hygiene. Okay, the king cake, the 12th cake. Eaten to celebrate the Magi, these cakes often contain a hidden or bean or a coin. Oh, this is interesting because there was a similar, like Gaelic, right? Wasn't it? Like an Irish or a Gaelic practice we read on one of our oracle cards where they would make that cake at Samhain. And you would eat it and it would be like a fortune telling. Okay, interesting. Maybe someone is baking offerings for the ancestors, right? I'm getting ready to plug in and do these bookings that I did for channeled messages from ancestors. So that's interesting. The person who finds it from the cake becomes the king of revels or the lord of misrule. A mock monarch who oversees the evening festivities. Okay, that's it. Festivities. Removal of decorations. A widespread superstition that holds that it's unlucky to keep Christmas decorations past 12th night. This stems from an old belief that tree spirits living in festive greenery must be released to avoid crop failure. Okay, you know what I'm seeing though is something more. Okay, let's read further real quick. If they aren't taken down by the 12th night, traditionally they must remain until Candlemas on February 2nd. Okay, I'm down for that though. I mean, how interesting. Little history lesson today. I like it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Oh, but I was getting something like festive burnings of things, right? Themes of misrule and social reversal. The holiday tradition of the Lord of Misrule mirrors the Roman festival of Saturnalia. That's funny, we mentioned that earlier in the reading, where the social hierarchies were flipped. Oh my, isn't that going on Mass already? Pluto and Aquarius love to do a good hierarchy flip. Okay, listen. This temporary suspension of social and gender rules was where servants could rule over masters or kings became peasants, and it was a central theme that influenced Shakespeare's play Twelfth Night. In a colonial American context, these festivals provided lower social classes a brief period to decompress from the class systems. Ooh. Interesting. An epiphany on the 12th night, I'm hearing. Okay, wow, Spirit. How fascinating. I love when we plug in like this and tap in and we get all these interesting messages that come through. Wow. I feel like what I'm getting from High Priestess, Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, Ace of Wands, there's an illumination point that needs to come down through the higher chakras and be channeled into your mind, into your third eye, into your spirit, and you know of this. Spirit says clearly you know of this. It leads to the unified willpower to make a decision onto a new timeline. But Spirit is saying that we need those High Priestess moments. There's something that they've been working on really hard behind the veil for you. And you will be illuminated if you haven't been already. Okay, and all this illumination energy, Spirit is pulling me to the fact that we're not going to pull a card, but I pulled this the other day, and what I'll do is when I'm really drawn to something, but it's just like you can't sit down with it and you keep trying to come back to it, I have these moments where I just like, okay, put it aside. It's not the right time, but Spirit will say, hold on, we're going to come back to this. So what I'll do is I'll put a stone on it and put it over there. So Spirit is saying we need to read the Central Sun. So quick mini lesson, the Grand Central Sun we refer to spiritually in woo-woo speak, love and light. Galactic terminology, we understand the Grand Central Sun. So we have our big Father Ra, our beautiful star in our galaxy is the sun. And then above him is the Sirius star, our spiritual sun. And then above that is Alcyone. So if any of those resonate, maybe write those down and call out to the Grand Central Sun. So here's the card. We're kind of like we're full and they do not like to be covered. So I'm not going to cover our animal spirit guides here. But I will show you the card. It says abundance, downloads, regeneration, and success. So we're going to sit it right here. Can we just maybe, y'all know my stand will be real finicky. Okay, at least we can see that's beautiful. You see the scarab beetle? Gorgeous. All right, let's look. This is from Kyle Gray's Gateway of Light Activation. Spirit is bringing back the message, and both can be true at the same time. It can be true that you are still in the thick of the water, washing and cleansing you, healing and evolving you. We do, in fact, need heat under the pot, which is still in the process of alchemy, don't we? So let's read the Central Sun together. Child, I be forgetting. Is it in the C's or is it in the T's? You ever be doing that in your book? Like, I don't know. There we go. Listen. Our sun is the center of our solar system. Solar being the key word. All the planets orbit it. We use this journey to measure time, space, and even our birthday. The sun helps us connect with our journey and see how far we've come. It is just far enough away to create the perfect conditions for Earth to become abundant with life. In ancient Greece, the sun was known as Helios. In ancient Egypt, it was Ra. Worldwide, the ancients knew the importance of the sun. The earliest sky gazers worshipped it because daily it would disappear over the horizon, leaving the darkness and mystery of night. It was clear that it had governance over life and light. So we learned early on that the sun was needed for us to survive and thrive. The sun is therefore a vital energetic vortex in the physical realm. But on a spiritual level, it is a portal of divine light that we connect with through the inner universe. Okay, there's a bigger message here. It is very, of course, Sag, galactic center, not only connecting us to the grand central sun, but the spiritual sun as well, and the high exalted, bigger star of Alcyone. There's something here about the sun's energy can never be inverted. The sun's energy can never be hijacked. So there's something about taking faith in that. Light a candle for some could mean just go out and get your face in the sun, honey. Okay. Specifically, obviously, Leo, Aries, Sag frequency. I know that after we complete our journey with Jupiter in Cancer next year, in the Jupiterian year of 10, we will see Jupiter shift into Leo. So that's big. Prepare. Okay, make way. Dun, 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 poor Prince Ali. I'm hearing that again. There's a path being forged because something bigger is coming, and the sun will never be hijacked. Ooh, I don't know. Spirit is giving us. I saw 5555 on the timer, y'all. Ooh, that's 1010. Okay, Spirit. Wow. Let's keep reading. The sun is therefore a vital energetic vortex in the physical realm, but on a spiritual level, it is a portal of divine light that we connect with through our inner universe. That's our heart chakra that connects our higher and lower chakras. That is that generator, the original electric pulse I'm hearing. We like to call that the galactic gateway. That's your galactic center in your body's energetic frequency. It's a spiritual gateway representing the center of a multiverse, a sacred energetic portal. Okay, the portals were shifting early this morning. Yeah, okay, I'm with you, Spirit. I'm with you. A sacred energetic portal that irradiates infinite inspirational light. Visualize yourself diving within until you find yourself arising at the sun in the center of the galaxy of your being. That's what we just said. Invite it to encode your frequency with regeneration energy. The great central sun is shining brightly in your life and upon your world. This is a time to regenerate. Tiredness and old energy. You see all the light? Do you see? We have Ace of Wands here too, Fran. I know you see it. But the great mothers in the waters, the bone mothers, the dark mothers, they're here with us too. So I like that balance. Tiredness and old energy are being washed away. Old skins have peeled off. Not old skins in the year of the snake. Get with it, collective. Old skins have peeled off to reveal a sacred and more aligned you. This is an exciting time. I'm hearing, this could be a good time. I'm going to have to repost that song on our community tab. Central sun energy is magnetic and all-powerful, opening you up to light. We're with this Neptune movement, we've shifted into a whole new spot here. Does that mean let's get up and go fast? No. Does that mean the waters are still moving all around us, but we're being opened up in a new way? Absolutely. Is a magnetic and all-powerful being opening you up to light and supporting you as you express your own light in this lifetime. That's that expression that I'm tapped into, the write it down, the 12 nights. New ideas, opportunities, and experiences come easily to you at this time, like the sun kissing the perfectly ripe soil. Ace of Wands, right? Illumination. The seeds you have planted are being encouraged to grow. And that's even under that what is the terra perma, whatever, under the level, they are still there, Realize that in order to go beyond your horizon, it's important for you to welcome energetic exchanges. When you help others, you let yourself be helped in return. When you invest energy in projects, you let energy be invested in yourself. How interesting of a message to come through. How interesting. Wow. What a powerful space we opened here, but I'm not surprised by it, really. All right, you guys, this is a message that I have for you. Thank you for being here. I love and appreciate you all. Okay, enjoy the rest of your day. I look forward to connecting with you soon. All right, take good care. Bye.